First of all, I'd like to thank everybody for coming out on a very warm day in the desert here in beautiful Tempe, Arizona. My name is Matt McConnell. I'm the television voice of the Arizona Coyotes, and wanted to welcome everybody to the Dutson Theater here at the Carson Student Athletics Center. There was a great college coach many years ago at the University of Wisconsin. His name is Badger Bob Johnson. They called him Badger Bob. And he used to have a saying. He said, "It's a great day for hockey." No question about it. Today is a great day for hockey in the state of Arizona. Now, just a few facts to consider that I threw together about the growth of hockey here in the state of Arizona and in the Sun Belt. From 2014 to 2015, Arizona led the nation in the total number of new USA hockey player memberships. That same time period, Arizona had the second highest percentage increase of new USA hockey player memberships. Arizona, up until this past year, had never managed to get over the 6,000 player mark in terms of participation in a single season. That changed in 14-15 when over 7,300 players took the ice in participation. On the men's side, at the NCAA college hockey level, 3 Arizona natives participated in last April's Frozen Four in Boston, while on the women's side, 2014 U.S. Olympian Lindsey Fry hails from nearby Chandler. And oh yeah, there's a local product who could be selected #1 overall next year in the June draft of the National Hockey League. In all, 50 roster spots in the NCAA over the past 5 seasons have been filled by players born in the state of Arizona. And now with Arizona State University beginning their journey into full scholarship Division I status, I think it's only a matter of time, gentlemen, before we're celebrating an ASU Hobie Baker winner, a trip to the Frozen Four, and the ultimate goal, a national championship for the Sun Devils of Arizona State University. Now, a personal side for me, college hockey provided me with my ticket to the National Hockey League. I was calling games as an undergraduate at Michigan State University, and that really kind of catapulted my career. So college hockey is certainly near and dear to my heart, especially when I was the national voice of the sport just a few years back. College hockey is compelling drama. It's guaranteed to keep you on the edge of your seat. It's where school pride intersects with the passion and hard work of these great student athletes. Trust me when I say you are going to love Sun Devils hockey. Allow me to introduce the dignitaries today. First off is the Vice President for University Athletics and Athletics Director here at Arizona State University, Mr. Ray Anderson. The co-owner, president, and CEO of the Arizona Coyotes, Mr. Anthony LeBlanc. And the head coach at Arizona State University, Mr. Greg Powers. So for today's big announcement, I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Anderson.
Thank you, Matt, and welcome, and thanks everyone for coming. Today is a great day, certainly for the ASU community. And remember that day only 9 short months ago when in this room we announced that we were going to elevate our club hockey to Division I varsity status, in large part initiated by now one of our own colleagues, Justin Emerson, then a student. He wrote the column that kind of got us all burning a little brighter about the future of hockey. And then we were fortunate enough to know that internally here there was no one better to lead this program than Greg Powers, who was also announced that day as our new and first ASU varsity hockey coach. And I can tell you Greg has done a superb job in getting us ready for the season. He's done a superb job in getting us to this day, including leading in the introduction to the Arizona Coyotes and Anthony LeBlanc. So I will simply say we are proud to be here today. And I'm going to turn it over to Coach Powers, who deserves to make the formal introduction because he is our leader of this new sport for us. And so, Greg, would you do the honors?
Absolutely. Thank you, Ray. What a tremendous day this is to celebrate, in my biased opinion, the greatest game on earth here in Arizona. I've been very vocal from day one that the growth of our great game, a lot of the stats that Matt just alluded to, it goes further than just Arizona, even out west. We owe to our NHL organizations. And without the Arizona Coyotes and their clear, very clear commitment to the state of Arizona, I think we all know what I'm talking about as far as that goes. I really believe we're not here today. I believe that quite simply those numbers aren't even close to what Matt just stated, and hockey's still an afterthought in this state. And today, celebrating this great partnership with the two really, I guess, now leaders of our sport in this state is a tremendous honor to be a part of, not only personally but certainly for our university and our hockey program as well. So very happy to be here, and even more thrilled to welcome Mr. LeBlanc.
Well, thank you, Coach Powers, and thank you, Ray, for having us here today. It is an exciting day, and it's hard to believe that we were talking beforehand that it was a year ago that we first sat down in this. I think it was in this building in some office when we first heard rumblings of ASU going to Division I. We immediately reached out through Coach and through some of the administrative staff to indicate our willingness and our absolute desire to be a part of the program in any way possible. But we felt that the first step would be, we've got a wonderful hockey facility just down the road, and felt that it would make a lot of sense to have ASU play as many games as possible, but certainly the ones that make the most sense in our facility. So I'm thrilled to be here today with Greg and Ray to announce that this coming season we will be hosting at Gila River Arena 4 of ASU's marquee matchups, as well as a first of its kind in this region Division I hockey tournament, first of its kind in the southwestern United States, in the early part of the new year, which will have an additional, I guess, 3 teams that will be joining us at that tournament. I'm considering I'm part of ASU. I'm proud to be part of ASU. I was joking with Ray beforehand, and he's sporting his new Adidas gear, and I said, "Don't worry, this suit is an Adidas suit." So it's an example of what we have been talking about since we purchased the franchise 2 years ago, which is just the vibrant nature of hockey here in Arizona. This announcement, actually the announcement that was made of going to D1 was certainly a more important announcement, but the fact that we're going to be able to house the team for a number of games and hopefully many, many more in the future, it just shows there is so much demand to watch this sport and to be a part of ASU athletics that we feel that it's the right thing to do, and it's the beginning of what we feel is going to be a long-term partnership. With that, I don't think that we have to look much further in the Coyotes organization to see the importance of collegiate hockey to our organization. We have roster players such as Joe Vitale that came through the NCAA, but our head coach, Dave Tippett, North Dakota graduate, playing his collegiate hockey up in North Dakota, and I couldn't agree more with what Matt was saying about the prospects of seeing a Hobie Baker winner come out of this program. Most importantly, a national championship, and selfishly, we'd also like to see that concept of a Frozen Four played down in our facility, which is certainly something that we'll look at in the future. But with that, those are the formal remarks we have of the announcement, and I'll turn it back to Matt.
Thank you, Anthony. I'm going to give up the mic, and we will go ahead and go into the questions and answers portion of our press conference. Questions, anyone? Down front?
Ray, Craig Morgan, I wanted to ask, obviously a big part of this will be getting students to the games, so how do you plan to get them out to Glendale to attend these hockey games?
Put on a really good team on the ice, first and foremost, and we have to work on some of that. Certainly the plan is to make it as easily accessible for students. We know it's somewhat of a journey, so we will be talking about transportation, providing some sort of transportation assistance to our students as part of that endeavor.
I think that to also further on that question, it's important to note that we have a West Campus within miles of Gila River Arena with over 10,000 students that attend that campus. The average attendance of the Division I institutions that we play next year is just over 10,000. So our West Campus alone is as big on an average basis as the opponents that we play. And personally, from the head coaching standpoint, we're going to discuss internally what we can do to proactively get our West Campus heavily involved in those games.
And I'd be remiss if I didn't note that the arena isn't quite on Pluto, like a lot of people think it is. As a matter of fact, I mean, I just drove here, and I will concede it wasn't in rush hour. It took me 20 minutes door to door. So we are looking forward to, and from our perspective, we will be working closely with Ray and his staff on transportation options. But the other aspect that is so exciting to us is having access to this exciting, very large student body and student alumni that we certainly hope will help grow the game in the leaps and bounds we expect it will.
Excuse me. Question for Coach. I'm curious if the players had advance notice of this announcement, and if so, what their reaction was to being told they're going to get to play in an NHL arena.
They had an inkling, and we've obviously been working with Anthony and his organization for a while on getting these details finalized, and so they knew it was a very strong possibility, and certainly they're all very excited as a temporary solution to be able to play in arguably one of the top 5 NHL buildings for our games is a great solution. And we're excited about it, and our players are as well.
We do, and actually, I don't have the dates in front of me, Rich. Or
I can answer that if you want. October 3rd, our opener against University of Arizona, and then the Desert Hockey Classic, which will be played, as Anthony alluded to, in early 2016, January 8th, Friday. UConn and Michigan Tech will start out at 5 p.m. ASU will play Yale at 8 p.m. And then Saturday, we'll enjoy a Coyote game. And Sunday will be the consolation game, I believe, at noon, and the championship game at 3 out at Gila River.
All right, this one's for either Ray or Coach. With this announcement, also with the Oceanside Ice Arena renovations, what does this mean for the future, trying to find a new permanent home for ASU hockey at the NCAA level?
Let me answer that.
Yeah.
Well, certainly, and we're going to play the USA under-18 team on Sunday. I believe that's February 28th. That's the 4th game out there. So, but as far as what this means, I mean, Ray and the entire administration have been working really hard on finding us a permanent home here in the East Valley. And without getting into too much detail, they're getting closer every day. We have some great options on the table. The people over at Oceanside have been incredibly dedicated to upgrading that facility. You're looking at probably close to $300,000 in renovations that they've put into it to make it acceptable for us to play games, and most importantly, practice in, to have a first-class place for our players to go to every day and hang their hats. We already had a very nice dressing room and player facility that we've also upgraded. So in the interim, we're excited because the hockey fans in the East Valley will get a good amount of games to go to and experience Division I hockey, and then we'll get more reach by going out to the West Valley and playing our big games out there. So we think it's the best of both worlds.
Coach, aside from the bump up to D1, how does the ability to play in a venue like Gila River Arena and the promotion that comes with it, how will that aid you in future recruiting?
I mean, I think it's going to help, sure. I mean, again, it's one of the best arenas in the National Hockey League. So to be able to say that we're playing games in that venue will certainly help. I mean, it's not going to hurt.
I have a question. People are tweeting and asking already about tickets. Will the tickets be sold individually as part of a package for all the games or in conjunction with Coyotes tickets? Are there any details on tickets?
Well, and I'll let Greg talk on in respect to students, because I know that there's access to tickets for students. We're finalizing pricing. We will make them available through our box office as well as our ticket sales staff, and we're working closely with ASU in regards to, as I said, making it available to the student body as well as the alumni. But those are details that we're finalizing over the very near term. I don't know if you'd add anything to that.
Yeah, and the 11 games that will be played in Tempe, it's my understanding that they'll be part of a season ticket package by themselves, and all sold through the Sun Devil ticket office.
Playing in the arena, is this a one-time deal, or do you expect this to be an ongoing relationship?
Well, we expect it to be an ongoing relationship, and you know, that could evolve into a few different things down the road. But you know, we plan on playing these games this year, and as we evolve, we're going to have a full slate, and the schedule, I can't publicly comment on it, but it is very good and very aggressive, with top teams of the Division I hockey teams coming in 16, 17, and we're going to play as many games as Anthony will let us out there next year.
Which, and in short answer, is all of them. Come on out. But you know, I have had the privilege of seeing a teaser of the potential matchups for next season, and Greg's dead on. I mean, it is an exciting group of potential games, and yeah, I think that there's a potential for a doubling, if not tripling, of the number of games that could be played, as long as both parties can make it make sense.
I will add this, and again, we can't reveal the schedule beyond this year, but Coach Powers is clearly of the mind that all of us in this athletic department are of, and that is this: we want to play the best. We want to play the big boys anytime, anywhere, because our student athletes and our fans and our community deserves that. So the hockey out there will be top-tier hockey. It won't be in a bunch of cupcakes, or we're just not doing that. Yeah. Right, Coach?
That's right.
So it is exciting, and we expect our student athletes to step up and enjoy that experience. That's why we came here, to be elite, to play at an elite level, which means you got to play the big boys. So we're not going to be shying away from anybody. The schedule will be exciting. And we will drive people up there because they will know we're coming to play.
A couple more questions, and then we'll move on.
This one's also for Ray or Coach Powers. With the move to Gila River Arena for 4 games, does this open up the possibility for TV, Pac-12 networks involvement?
You hit it right on the head. Yes, it is much more TV ready than anything we have, and I think the Pac-12 will love the additional content that we will bring in varsity hockey up at Gila River.
Any other questions? All right, gentlemen, if